Tell the truth. Information is power. Information is power.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Thanks, everybody. The Information Man TV is in effect. Back. Yes. Peace. Yes. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen. Yes. It's time for Information Man TV. Get your favorite beverage, get your snack, turn on your television. It's time. The reporters are outside talking about it right now, too. Get your snack together. Get it all together, folks, for the show tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Information Man TV. This is how I'm getting down on HAPS right now. And I want to say peace to everybody out there that will be coming in to put eyeballs on the program tonight. Those that may come by and take a look. Those that may come by and stay with us and watch all night or a little bit. And those that are on HAPS that are watching as well, I really appreciate it. Those that will be watching in Facebook, to be soon to be defunct Periscope. I hate to see Periscope leave, actually, because I love being able to plug my programs into Periscope, but Periscope will be leaving soon. And for those of you out there who may be listening in Twitch and Twitter proper and all the social medias out there that HAPS can power up. So, and let me give a respect and a peace and much respect to Peter and Pablo and those that are working behind the scenes to make HAPS better and better, because it is in the beta stage. Let me correct that. And let me give peace to the investors out there who made it possible to create this kind of social media, because it gives us people like myself, content creators, news personality, podcasters like myself, YouTubers like myself as well. Hey, don't miss out on the Information Man Show. I want you to go on over to YouTube and subscribe to the Information Man Show right now. I got a great video about the vaccine in terms of side effects as it relates to breast cancer. I'm going to, it mimics breast cancer symptoms. I'm going to talk about that because there was an article in the USA Today that talked about it's important that we realize that taking the vaccine, it will give off these sort of mimicking effects like you have breast cancer. I'm going to get into that a little bit deeper. I've got a guest with me, my man Lyons did. I'm going to bring him in a minute with a great clap. He has a lot of experience working in the Postal Service. So tonight, one of the front and center topics that we're going to be talking about is the issue around postal workers, because when Donald Trump was in office, he put Betsy DeVos, DeVos in charge of the Postal Service. And there was a lot of weird things that were going on. So I'm going to talk to my man Lyons, who is a Postal Service worker. He's going to give you inside information because he's actually working in the Postal Service and he has seen with his eyes the things that are happening. And the reason why I put on the title tonight, voter suppression, because voter suppression does fall into this situation, because a lot of the votes that they were questioning when it came to Joe Biden winning the presidency is that they were talking about that, hey, it's those mail-in ballots. We got to get rid of those. The Republicans have introduced 40 bills across this country with the goal to suppress the vote. That's right, folks. This is no laughing matter at all. No laughing matter at all. They want to suppress the votes. They want to limit voting by mail. They want to put restrictions on absentee and put restrictions on how much voter campaigning you can do. They got a lot of tricks up their sleeves because they want to do everything that they can to win. As I said on my other broadcast, when voter turnout is high, it usually favors the Democrats. When voter turnout is low, it favors the Republicans, which is why they want to manipulate the voting. I know there's people out there who don't believe that voting is important, but the reality is that if it was not that important, why do you think these political parties like the Republican Party would be trying so hard to make it harder for you to vote? I believe that we should have a national holiday when it comes to voting, meaning voting is on a Tuesday. They should just give everybody in the country the day off. On top of that, if they really wanted people to really get their votes in, why don't they make voting weekend long? Meaning have voting start on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let it go right on through the weekend when a lot of people are not working on weekends. So that's my suggestion. So I'm gonna slide into that issue, but we're gonna primarily focus on the Postal Service, how it's changed. We know that any large government agency or system or federal government, it always has a lot of bureaucracy behind it, a lot of things that need to be improved. But there are forces behind the scenes that are doing things to sabotage the Postal Service as well. And let me say this, as a black man in America, I know the history. The Postal Service has been one of the biggest employees. They have employed many African-American people. They're the biggest employer of African-Americans in this country. A lot of African-Americans were able to move themselves into the middle class based on federal and state jobs, in particular, the U.S. Post Office. There was an old saying that there's always work at the post office. There's always work. So let me bring my man in right now to let him, speak to the good people out here. And I got my man Lions Den behind the scenes right now. So let me bring the brother in as quickly as possible. And let me give the brother a clap. All right. All right, brother Lions Den. What's up, man? What's up? Good to have you here, brother. Say what's up to people.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine tonight, man. You can see back behind me, there's a lot of activity going on in the city behind me, New York. A lot of things going on in Times Square. A little bit of rain behind me out there. People are walking around and enjoying themselves, things of that nature. But I'm glad that you're here, man. You are, looks like Lions Den has fallen off the program. So let me see if I can get him back on here. I don't know exactly what's happening, folks. He is my guest, and let me see what's happening here. We got some technical issues going on. Man, I don't like this, but it is what it is. Lions Den, looks like we got some technical problems going on here, man. Let me see if I can get you back in. I don't know. HAPS is still under a beta system, and I hope they can fix these problems. I do not like it at all, to be quite honest with you. This really causes a lot of, and it's not my computer at all, brother. I'm looking at my internet system, and my connection is good. My connection is in great shape. There's no problem on my end, but my screen is all messed up, frozen right there. So let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Let's make the best we can out of this situation, my brother. And like I said, brother, you worked for the Postal Service. You got a lot of experience. You're currently right now in, what is that, New Mexico? Is that right?
Yeah, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I'm in California. And So, you heard what I said in my opening dialogue, brother. I was talking about the fact that I believe that voter suppression goes hand in hand with what's happening with the Postal Service because they have this guy. Who's this guy that they hired that was from the Trump administration? Um,
His name is Louis Deadjoy.
yeah, Louis. Yeah, Louis Del. Thank you for saying that, Louis
Mhm.
Del Joy. Louis Del Joy was a Donald Trump who put him to oversee the committee hearing on when there was a committee hearing this past Wednesday. What Joe Biden wants to do is that he wants to put more liberal leaning individuals on the board to kind of keep this guy Louis the Joy in keep him in under check. Even
Mhm.
though he said out of his mouth during the hearing that he ain't going nowhere, I think it looks like his days are going to be numbered because eventually they're going to vote him off of being the postmaster. And this is another thing too. Have you ever seen a situation, Lions Den, where a postmaster, someone is appointed to be postmaster of the U.S. Postal Service, and they have absolutely no experience at working in the post office? Have you ever seen that?
Of all my years, and thank you for inviting me into this program. But for all of my years working in the postal service, I've been working there for 23 years. I've never seen anything remotely like this when the president hired anybody that has no experience at all, whether it's inside the postal service or not, as postmaster general. I mean, this is unheard of.
What do you think, from your experience working in the postal service? What do you think is going on? Um, do you think? Let me say this first. Let me start with this. I had no idea. See, this is how you learn through experience. You learn through time. I had absolutely no idea that the president of the United States can't just fire the person that's a postal master. It has to be done by a committee, right? Now
Yeah,
the president has the power to do this. I mean, when Donald Trump was in office, he was firing people left and right. So you kind of got from Donald Trump this perspective that okay, you can actually fire anybody you want because Donald Trump, his administration was firing people left and right.
right.
And so I kind of got this. I thought that he could just get rid of the guy, but then we find out that he has to. It has to be done by committee and what have you. Um, what did you? I mean, did you know that? Did you first say to yourself, okay, when Biden gets in, he's going to get rid of this guy? But did you know that the president of the United States couldn't get rid of him just like that with a
Well,
stroke of a
info.
pen?
Yeah, info. This is very complicated in what you've seen because the thing with that is that when Louis Deljoy, and the only reason why Trump even hired this man is because he got millionaire ties. When you
Right.
have we have millionaire ties, and again, Louis Deljoy is already a millionaire. So when you were buddy with the president, when you buddy for Trump for years, he's going to bring in people that you and I both agree that that's not haven't been experienced. He never even worked in the postal service, never been involved in the postal service business. And yeah, you want to bring him in because you got millionaire ties or y'all buddy. It's an issue. And once he was in there, we already knew it was problems because he basically threatened employees. He threatened their jobs, their benefits, everything that's going on. So the thing of it is that we already knew that Louis Deljoy is a problem, and luckily for the union, if it wasn't for the union, some of us won't even be in the postal service when it comes to him because the union making sure that all of us has been protected, especially if you've been in the postal service for a number of years. So when you have these issues now, that when you have Lovejoy, who is now the postmaster general, that don't know the post office ins and outs, and then you threaten people's jobs. That is a major issue. And again, like with Biden, and Biden said that he couldn't fire him because Trump just put him in place as postmaster general. So you can't just fire him left or right. However, you can control the guy for what he's doing of his duties. You can't control him in some ways and one. So at the end of the day, info, I think the problem is that when you hire a guy that has inexperience of anything, it's going to be a major issue. But I'm glad that some of us who was here for a number of years are still staying. And the reason why we're still staying, again, because of the union.
Right, right. Man, I'm a little deterred right now. Chris, yeah, he said that Betsy DeVos was the education secretary. Louis DeJoy is the main. He was installed to destroy the U.S. Postal Service, and he's doing a damn good job of it so far. Let me say what's up to Brenda, who's in the chat room. Everybody. Lions Den, I'm having some technical problem. This is not on my side. All my equipment is working fine. This is a technical problem with HAPS, and I really want to continue the interview, but I don't like the fact that I'm having technical problems. I'm not on the screen with you, and it's just frozen, and I don't know how long this is going to last. I might need to just start this all over again. Start over and reboot and then send you another link to come back in and start the show all over again, because this is I don't like this type of quality. This is poor quality, and this is not the type of product that I want to put out. So I'm gonna have to end up deleting this off of the HAPS app.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have to take it off of other social medias that I got out there, because this is this is terrible. I could make a report to them, but I already know what the deal is. It's in beta. It's in beta phase, and because it's in beta phase, it's having problems. Now, and I know for a fact that it's not my system. I've got a gaming computer on high. I got a high volume gaming computer. Camera's working. Everything's working on my part. I know that it has to do with the HAP system itself is having some difficulty. Even when you came on before we went live, remember we had some problems with you hearing me. Then all of a sudden I couldn't hear you. So there's just some issues here. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to just load this back up so that I can be with you on screen, and we'll just go back we'll just have to rehash everything that we said again. Sorry, folks. I'm having some problems. Well, I'm not having problems. It's the system itself that has problems. And so we're going to try to load it up again and see if that makes any difference. So Lions Den, what I'll do, let me just shut this down. I hate to shut it down. People got 42 watching so far. I'm going to shut it down, and we're not going to be on long tonight. I just want to get right to the points. But I'm going to shut this all down. Delete everything out of the other social medias, and then reload this again. Won't take that long to do that. I'm just going to have to reload it again. I'll use the same title and all that kind of good stuff, and then just reload it. We'll be back on in a minute, folks. I'm going to see if I can get myself on the screen with him because it's frozen. And you would say, well, maybe it's your computer. No, it's not. It's not my internet. I've got my internet's connected. It's good. On top of that, I don't stream with using Wi-Fi. Streaming using Wi-Fi is not good. You want a good stream, you stream with your Ether cord being directly into your computer. Wi-Fi causes too much fluctuation. So I don't stream using Wi-Fi. I'm doing everything that you do in streaming. I've got the right connections. I've got a powerful computer. I've got a good camera. My camcorder is the best in the business. I've got Logitech C922. That's not the problem. My mic connections are fine. My Rodecaster mix board is fine. So those are not the problem. It's just apps. It's HAPS itself going through its growing pains. And hopefully at some point in time, they'll be able to clean some of this stuff up, because it's extremely frustrating when you're preparing the broadcast and you've got a good show you want to present to people, and then things like this happen. It's very frustrating. But I understand it can be very frustrating because you set everything up and then bam, you got to reset everything up again. So Lions Den, let's get off of here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna end this right now, and then I'll send you another invite, and we'll start it over again, and let's see if things are better
Gotcha.
this time around. Okay.
All
All
right.
right.